India and Pakistan, two nations forever linked by a shared history and divided by profound differences. This complex relationship, marred by violence and mistrust, has its roots in the tumultuous partition of British India in 1947. The partition, intended to create two independent states for Hindus and Muslims, instead ignited one of the largest mass migrations in human history. It also sparked decades of conflict and bloodshed between India and Pakistan. The heart of the dispute lies in the beautiful mountainous region of Kashmir. Both India and Pakistan claim this land as their own. This long-standing territorial dispute has fueled numerous wars and continues to cast a shadow over the region. Understanding the history of these wars is crucial to grasping the current tensions between the two nuclear-armed neighbors. The echoes of partition continue to reverberate today. The recent Pahalgam attack serves as a stark reminder of the deep-seated animosity that continues to plague the region. As we delve into the history of the India-Pakistan wars, we will see how the past continues to shape the present, with profound implications for the future of South Asia. This is a story of conflict, loss, and the enduring human cost of division. It is a story that demands our attention, as the stakes have never been higher. As British rule in India drew to a close, the stage was set for one of the most significant geopolitical events of the 20th century, the partition of India. The newly formed nations of India and Pakistan were immediately thrust into conflict over the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. This conflict, rooted in the complexities of partition and the aspirations of the Kashmiri people, became the First Indo-Pak War. The war began just months after independence, as Pakistani tribesmen and soldiers crossed the border into Kashmir. Their goal was to seize control of the region, which had a Muslim-majority population but was ruled by a Hindu Maharaja. This invasion prompted the Maharaja to accede to India, seeking military assistance in exchange for joining the Indian Union. The First Indo-Pak War was a bloody affair. Both sides fought fiercely for control of Kashmir. The war resulted in a ceasefire brokered by the United Nations in 1949. However, the conflict did not truly end. Instead, it solidified the division of Kashmir along the line of control, a de facto border that continues to this day. The legacy of the First Indo-Pak War is one of unresolved grievances and simmering tensions. The war not only divided Kashmir, but also left behind a deep sense of mistrust and animosity between India and Pakistan. This mistrust would continue to fuel future conflicts and shape the political landscape of the region for decades to come. Almost 2 decades after the first war over Kashmir, tensions between India and Pakistan flared up once more. In 1965, a series of border skirmishes and military incursions escalated into a full-blown conflict known as the Second Indo-Pak War. This war, like its predecessor, centered on the disputed territory of Kashmir. Pakistan launched Operation Gibraltar, a covert operation aimed at infiltrating Kashmir and inciting an uprising against Indian rule. The operation, however, failed to gain the anticipated support from the local population. India responded with a full-scale military offensive, crossing the international border at Lahore. The Second Indo-Pak War was marked by intense tank battles, aerial dogfights, and heavy artillery exchanges. Both sides suffered significant casualties, and the war once again ended in a stalemate. A UN-mandated ceasefire brought an end to the fighting. The Tashkent Declaration, signed in 1966, called for a withdrawal of troops and a return to pre-war positions. Although the Second Indo-Pak War did not result in any significant territorial changes, it further deepened the mistrust between the two nations. The war also highlighted the international community's growing concern over the volatile situation in South Asia. The spectre of nuclear war loomed large as both India and Pakistan had embarked on their respective nuclear programs. The year 1971 witnessed the most decisive conflict between India and Pakistan, a war that would forever alter the geopolitical landscape of South Asia. This war, unlike the previous two, was not primarily about Kashmir. Instead, it was sparked by a humanitarian crisis and a struggle for self-determination in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. In 1971, East Pakistan erupted in protest against the political and economic marginalization imposed by West Pakistan. The Pakistani army launched a brutal crackdown on Bengali civilians, resulting in widespread atrocities and a massive refugee crisis. Millions of Bangladeshis fled across the border into India, seeking refuge from the violence. India, already burdened by the influx of refugees, provided military support to the Bengali nationalist movement Mukti Bahini. This intervention escalated into a full-fledged war between India and Pakistan. The war witnessed intense fighting on both the eastern and western fronts. However, the Indian military, aided by the Mukti Bahini, gained a decisive victory within a short span of 13 days. The war culminated in the surrender of Pakistani forces in East Pakistan and the birth of the independent nation of Bangladesh. The Third Indo-Pak War had far-reaching consequences. It not only led to the creation of Bangladesh, but also significantly altered the balance of power in South Asia. Pakistan, defeated and humiliated, was forced to acknowledge the reality of a smaller and weaker state. The Kargil War, fought in 1999, was a significant conflict between India and Pakistan. It took place in the Kargil district of Jammu and Kashmir. This war was unique as it was fought at high altitudes, making it one of the most challenging military operations. The conflict began when Pakistani soldiers and militants infiltrated the Indian side of the line of control. India responded with Operation Vijay, mobilizing over 200,000 troops. The war saw intense fighting, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. Ultimately, India regained control of the territories, marking a strategic victory. The Kargil War highlighted the importance of vigilance and preparedness in maintaining national security. In the late 1980s, a new militant group began to gain prominence in the region, Lashkar-e-Taiba. Known for its ruthless tactics and strong funding, it quickly became a major player in the conflict. Alongside it, the Resistance Front, or TRF, emerged as a significant force. These groups have had a profound impact on the dynamics of the India-Pakistan conflict, particularly in Kashmir. In August 2001, the Pahalgam attack shocked the world. Militants targeted a group of pilgrims, leading to numerous casualties. This brutal act was a stark reminder of the ongoing violence and the fragile nature of peace in the region. The attack intensified calls for stronger security measures and brought international attention to the ongoing conflict. In response to the escalating violence, India launched a retaliatory strike. This was a decisive move aimed at dismantling militant bases across the border. The operation underscored India's resolve to combat terrorism and protect its citizens. However, it also heightened tensions with Pakistan, bringing the two nuclear-armed neighbors to the brink of war once again. Amidst the rising tensions, diplomatic efforts were ramped up to prevent a full-scale war. Leaders from around the world urged both nations to exercise restraint and seek a peaceful resolution. While some progress has been made, the future remains uncertain. The deep-seated issues and mutual distrust continue to pose significant challenges to lasting peace in the region.